Hi everyone, welcome to Good Angle Sports. My name is Donald. Welcome to another video. This is the Daily Angle, and I'm very happy to say that my baller made it in. My baller made the cut. Okay, Charlie, guys, this one is for the streets. This one is for the streets for real. And the funny thing about Neymar is, it's crazy how Neymar is now being put in the category of the streets will never forget. But Neymar is not a the streets will never forget type of player. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's not that, like, bro, Neymar is a legendary player. I know that his time at PSG gets downplayed a lot, but bro, Neymar won multiple titles at PSG. They only came up short in the Champions League. Okay? Even Mbappe couldn't do it at PSG after Neymar left. Do you get what I'm saying? So, Charlie, I know that there's a lot of, like, it's a very polarizing subject, Neymar's career and the kind of the level that he was and the kind of player that he was. But trust me, this one was for the streets. I think that when you watch some of the videos that came out of the announcement of the Brazil squad,
Neymar Junior Santos.
Seguimos. Tem mais dois. Mais três.
Eu falei. Tirou. Vamos, caralho! Porra, eu sabia que ele ia, cara.
I'm sweating right now, guys. Waiting to see. All right, I'll start reading it. Oh, it's a commercial. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh my God! No, you're kidding. You're kidding. Neymar's going to the World Cup. Neymar vai para a Copa do Mundo! Oh! Why am I so happy? Guys, Neymar is going to the World Cup with Brazil one last time. Okay, Neymar is going to the World Cup.
Neymar.
Vamos, caralho! Vamos, porra! Tamo junto! Obrigado. Que isso, obrigadão.
A gente se vê
Sabe o
lá.
carinho que eu tenho por você. Obrigado por tudo, tá? Obrigadão, mano, de coração, viu? Tamo junto, vai dar tudo certo. Vai dar tudo certo, nós vamos ganhar essa porra,
like, you could see that, like, worldwide, not just Brazil, worldwide, everyone was sort of angling for this, angling to see this. A lot of people are calling this the last dance of, the trio of Neymar, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, we want to see this. Do you get what I'm saying? Of course, there are some people who are saying, okay, was it deserved? This is a PR move. He's just there because of, the fact that he's Neymar and he has a big name and all of that stuff. And other players were more deserving, which we'll get into, because yes, there is a case to be made about some players who deserve to be there and aren't there. But the truth of the matter is, Neymar is an inspiring figure. From a Brazil outlook, Neymar is an inspiring figure. You understand? And I think for the nation, that was what they were looking for going into the tournament. I mean, if you think about it, before every tournament, Brazil's squad is one of the most anticipated squads heading into a World Cup. Not just Brazil, worldwide. Everybody is looking at that Brazil team and thinking, I can't wait to watch this guy play, can't wait to watch that guy play. And for years now, I think that the Brazil team has lost that substance. It has lost that level of interest. Yes, people think, there's people still look forward to watching Brazil in the World Cup because of the whole heritage thing. It's Brazil. You get what I'm saying? Still Brazil, right? So you want to see what they are capable of. But outside of, people like Vinicius Jr., I don't really like Brazil. What else am I really looking forward to if you think about the team? I mean, Rafinha is also a very impressive player, but you get what I'm saying? Like, there's a certain aura that comes with Brazil players that I think the squad over the years hasn't really been able to produce or live up to. Do you get what I'm saying? So Neymar is the sort of seen as the last of that type of player. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so for a lot of people, a lot of Brazilians, for them, they are going into this tournament thinking, Charlie, we need something. We need some flavor, bro. We need some flavor in this team. And Neymar is that kind of player. Now, granted, of course, I know that Neymar is not the player that he used to be. He's not. In fact, I would even go as far as to say, Charlie, let's be real. Well, like, this is just a vibes thing, right? But we know that, Charlie, Neymar is not really going to do too much at this World Cup, right? He's probably going to start from the bench. Amidst all this excitement, let's be real, Neymar is probably going to start on the bench. You understand me? Carlo Ancelotti made this decision based on players who were not going to be able to make it, injuries and things like if players like Rodrigo were fit, I wonder if Neymar would have made it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Neymar would have made it if Rodrigo, for example, was fit. Do you get me? So this is one of those ones where it's more of like Charlie, it's a vibes inclusion. And at the end of the day, you have to remember that Neymar is not just, in as much as I'm calling it a vibes inclusion, Neymar is not the player he once was. But if you watch some of, highlights from, playing in Brazil and stuff like that, he's still got the fundamental, skill sets that makes him a decent shout for the team. You get him? Like, Neymar at 100% is beyond most players, right? Beyond most players ever, right? But Neymar at 60%, 50 or 60%, which you could say probably he is now in his career, is still better than a lot of players. You understand me? So based on that, thinking or mindset, it makes sense for Neymar to be in the squad. Like, he's not an absolute scrub. Okay, like, let's be honest. Neymar is not an absolute scrub, but he's not one of their best players. He's certainly not one of their best players. But what he is, though, is an inspirational addition. Okay, now, with the, look at the reactions that we were seeing all over the world. Not just from Brazil fans, but like all over the world. Everybody was excited. It was big news. You understand me? Like, forget the other names. No one cared about the other names. Vinicius, Alisson, what. Charlie, nobody cares about those guys, right? Marquinhos and those people, right? Everyone just wanted to know, is Neymar in or out? I think after his name was mentioned, the rest was just formalities. Do you get what I'm saying? So, Charlie, this one was definitely for the streets. And to be very honest with you, I'm so happy that Carlo Ancelotti, made this move or made this decision. I think he's also smart as well. Like I said, this is an inspirational signing. Maybe this is that one thing that will also sort of galvanize the team. Yes, fine. I'm sure they were already motivated to go there and do well. But including him in the squad is something that potentially could galvanize these players to go out there and deliver something. Because you have to remember, a lot of these players in the squad looked up to Neymar. They look up to players like Neymar and think, you are my hero. Do you get what I'm saying? So this is the kind of thing that can definitely galvanize a team to go and do something. One thing I would really like to see from Neymar is a change in mentality. Not necessarily, I think a change would suffice in this context, because some of the stuff leading up to this game, I don't think has been good in terms of gauging where his mindset is, right? Neymar has to come into this opportunity understanding that, look, you are the OG. You are now the veteran. You are not one of the best players in the squad anymore. Okay, you are not coming in as, Neymar, captain. Yeah, you are one of the leaders of this team for sure, but you are probably going to come off the bench. And you have to be okay with that. And you shouldn't feel ashamed because of that. You should rather take on that role, right, in your stride, encourage the young players, push the team to be at their best, and then pick your opportunities when you get them. Neymar being asked at some point, I spoke about this in a previous video, leading up to the selection for the last international break and the World Cup squad in general, he was asked if he still needs to prove something. And his response for me was very, very disappointing. Saying that, oh yeah, he has nothing to prove and that, he's Neymar, they should look at his career. And I'm like, bro, when it comes to football, what have you done for me recently? That's what counts. Nobody cares that, yeah, you did what you've done a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Nobody cares. What is your form right now? How well are you playing right now? And at the time, his form was questionable. And he wasn't picked for the last international break, for that squad, for the last international break. And it was like, yeah, bro, that kind of attitude is not going to get you selected. Then fighting with his teammate who was a kid, by the way, who looks up to him, by the way, because that kid was, found himself in training with one of his idols and decided to just play around with you and maybe nutmeg you or dribbled past you and you were pissed because it's disrespectful. Bro, that kind of mindset is what I'm worried Neymar is taking into that camp. And it's not going to serve him. It's not going to serve him well at all. It's not going to serve him well. So I'm hoping that he's going into this tournament, going into this opportunity with the right mindset. For me, that's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I'm looking forward to from him. Ultimately, I don't consider Brazil to be one of the favorites of this tournament. I don't. Round of 16, I think for me, will be a good finish for this squad. Fundamentally, round of 16, quarter-final at a push. Right, because I don't consider them to be an all-rounded team where they can go so far in the tournament, to be very honest with you. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, that's how I see it. Now, another thing that has also come out of this whole development is the fact that João Pedro didn't make it into the team. João Pedro has had an impressive season with Chelsea, and everybody was thinking that he was definitely one of the players that was nailed on to be in. So for him not to be included, it's a big shock to me, in my opinion. And people are saying that, okay, so Neymar was put in at the expense of João Pedro. I don't necessarily think that was the case. Because if you look at it, Neymar and João Pedro don't necessarily play in the same position. Right? Yes, fine, they are all put under the category of attackers. But in terms of role for the team, they don't play the same roles. Other players have been put there ahead of him. And I think for me, it's a very questionable one. Right? And so the João Pedro one, I think is unfair. I think João Pedro definitely should have been in the Brazil squad. Luis Enrique, I don't know what kind of season he's had. I'm assuming that he's had a very good season, but at what level? João Pedro plays for Chelsea in the Premier League. Do you get what I'm saying? I feel like João Pedro should be in there. I know people have said, okay, Hendrik, but Hendrik has had a good half season at Lyon. He's the kind of player that you definitely want to be in the squad for those moments where maybe from the bench you are looking for something different. You can bring him on. He can change the game. So Hendrik's one, I'm not mad at that at all. You get me? So, yeah, this is an interesting one. And back to the Neymar situation, look, I don't care what anyone says, right? Brazil once had that guy, Fred. I think his name was Fred, right? As a striker. He was playing as a striker for Brazil. Fred, Brazil once had Fred up top. And you guys are complaining about Neymar being in the squad. Please, let's be serious. Neymar will be there. We will be there as well, okay? This is a very, very exciting news. I'm very, very happy for Neymar. And Charlie, Jogo Bonito. Charlie, let's get it. All right, so anyway, if you haven't done this already, please like this video, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Go Down Go Sports. Follow us on all of our socials at Go Down Go Sports. And I'll see you on the next one.
Come on.